by Caroline Laporte. My name is Hattie McGruder, and I found a mermaid. I found a real live mermaid that's only 6 inches long. I am telling the truth. There are others who are not telling the truth. Tejas and Tori have been misinformed and hoodwinked and bamboozled. They said that the mermaid was nothing more than a silly toy that wasn't ever alive. They said mermaids can't possibly be real. That's how I know they've been misinformed and hoodwinked and bamboozled. I had proof that mermaids are real. The proof is in my diary. I'm going to let you read it exactly as I wrote in 3 weeks ago. I found a very real mermaid. Special note. I am only going to show you the parts of my diary that are about the mermaid. I want to let you read about what happened when Tori was scared at the movie. It'd be unfair to know how she jumped off the seat and show her 3 rows of people with popcorn. And I definitely am going to let you read about super equestrian Tejas. Yeah, and I definitely am not going to let you read about the super equestrian Tejas. The time he slept on the boat trying to climb our pony. That the fear of his is his own business. Oh. So don't think about leaving me out something about my very best friend just because I skip some stuff. The proof. Diary, day 93. Terry and Tori are coming over today for an hour back to school business. Hey there, I'll write longer later. Diary, day 93. Continues later. You would never in a billion years guess what happened. I found a mermaid. She's the coolest little thing you have ever seen. She's only about 6 inches long and is a real live mermaid. I dressed her in some Barbie clothes. They fit her perfectly. She didn't need any jeans or anything. Right now, she is sitting in a teacup filled with water on my bedside table, watching me write. Wait a minute. I'm getting too far ahead. The whole thing started when Tejas and Tori came to get me for the picnic. Ever since we were in the 1st grade, we have picnic on the 1st weekend after school starts. Now we're 4th graders, and this time we're going to actually go somewhere beside my backyard. This year, we're supposed to go to the river park. My dad was going to take us, but he got stuck in a meeting or whatever. None of us wanted to just eat in our picnic in my backyard. That is so 2nd grade. Now the good thing about my yard is that the back out to the Levitas dairy farm. They have hundreds of oaks for the cows to graze on. At the edge of the desert, the monstrous boulder called Crying Rock. They called it Crying Rock because water seeps down from the mountain and drifts over like a rock. It makes the rock look like it's crying. We decided to have our annual picnic at the Crying Rock. I am allowed to go for the pasta as long as no cows are in the field. There weren't any cows today. that the rock sounded like the perfect place for our picnic. We ran all the way to the crying rock because we didn't want the cows to get out before we made it. We wouldn't have to turn back. We got the giggles, which it didn't have at all. Even though I knew the rules, Tori was just worried that we're going to get in trouble. She just wanted to eat and go home. They just always did what Tori wanted, so we ate our sandwiches really fast. I probably wouldn't have found the mermaid at all if Tori had that her bracelet was missing. She wanted to go back to the other way, to see if she had dropped it. That just always goes whenever Tori goes. Two of them climbed down from the rocks and ran back across the field. Wow, they were gone. I decided to climb higher on the rock and see if I could see them. I climbed and climbed. There was almost a path that led up around the crying part of the rock. When I got nearly to the top, I stopped and looked down off to the side. I could see Tori and the shadow. They're just walking toward the trees. I was just starting down when I heard a voice coming from above me. I listened carefully. I couldn't understand the words, but it sounded like someone was singing. It was really pretty. There were little notches in the face of the rock, and I started climbing. It wasn't easy, but going up is always easier than climbing down. The singing was louder, and I could tell that it was coming from the ledge just above my head. I pulled up, and over the top the ledge was covered in a mossy carpet. In the middle of the ledge was a small pool of sparkling, clear water. The cry of the rock and salted cheese that eaten earlier made me thirsty. I crawled over to the pool on my hands and knees, bent over, took a big sip, and just as I leaned down to take another drink, when I saw all the reflections in the water, at first I thought it was a frog. I almost screamed. My heart in my throat. I looked at them. I looked and then looked again. It wasn't a frog. It was a tiny mermaid sitting in the water, leaning over a rock with her back toward me. She held her hand in her hands. She was singing softly. She had red hair, kind of like mine. I didn't say a word. I just knelt here, leaning out over the water. My nose couldn't have been more than 12 inches from her back. I don't know why I did it, but I just reached over and carefully scooped her up with my hand. It started out at me, surprised at first, then appeared to be curious about it, and I was about her. I pulled back from the water, sat back on my heels, and looked at what I held in my hand. She looked back at me. Then her eyes kind of went blank and closed, and her body stiff in my hand. I thought I had scared her or something. I laid her down in the ledge and ran my finger down the fishtails. Then she looked more like a turtle than a real mermaid. I felt really bad, thinking maybe I had scared her stiff, but then she opened her eyes. She looked up at me and then blinked a couple of times. She looked over toward the waters and then back at me. Then she closed her eyes and was sleeping again. I wondered what was going on. In the distance, I could hear Tori and Tetris calling my name. "I'm up here," I shouted excitedly. "I'm coming down. Wait until you see what I found." With the mermaid gripped gently in my hand, I climbed down from the rock. I was so excited. It's not every day you find a 6-inch mermaid. This is where the misunderstanding started with Tetris and Tori. I showed them what I had found, but the mermaid wouldn't wake up. My two bamboozled friends tried to comfort me. They said it was okay if I wanted to play with dolls. They said if I wanted to play with dolls, they said I didn't have to make up stories. They even offered to play doll too. I informed my friends that if I wanted to play dolls with them, I would just ask. But this was not about playing dolls. This was about a mermaid, a real-life mermaid. And there it is, my proof. Now you've read it too. But now what do I do? I've got a mermaid in the teacup, but every time I show her to someone, she gets stiff like a dog. I think I'll get my dad's video camera and make a movie. I'll show what happens when I take back from her school, her home. Everyone believes the movies almost as much as they believe what they read in the diaries. Love, Hattie and Gordon.
Good job!